Hey guys, GameBoy3800 here once again, and welcome to part 3 of the Voodoo Envy U709 repair. Or U701, I forget what the actual model is, but I'll look it back up. We are back with the motherboard. I spent some time just tinkering around with the broken board, saying that it's, I guess, totally dead now because I couldn't get it to display any video. So that's some good news right off the bat. To start off with today, we are going to take out the 3 GHz CPU in this and put in a top-of-the-line 3.8 GHz model. Why? Because I want power. And, well, if you've got power, why not use it, you know? Alright, I just need to look for the side notches to know which orientation to throw the CPU in. Goes in upside down from my perspective. Give it a slight wiggle. And there we go. Yay, that's pretty much done for now. Hooray. We can also, right now, go ahead and toss in the memory. This is the same 2 GB I've been running in these two systems throughout the videos. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. I don't know why that one was stubborn, but whatever. It doesn't matter. The memory can go in now because it does not interfere with any components we are going to be putting on the board here today. I would like to get the entire system up and running this video, but if that's not possible, I can save it for next video. Wow, this memory is being stubborn. There we go. There we go. Memory's in. CPU's in. Just make sure that the heat pads are clear of any dust from it sitting for a week. And right, we are now ready to resume, or I guess begin, putting the machine back into its home. Its hopefully permanent home. So, because most of the screws on this machine are all these one-size-fits-all kind of generic black screws, I really don't need to worry. The only parts I need to worry about are these screws that go along the little shielding there for the heatsink and for the I/O shielding. And those can go on first. Before that, though, I will show you some of the repair work I have done to the base. The base had a lot of cracks, and I filled it all with epoxy and super glue. It's not perfect, but it's way better than what it was. It actually feels sturdy now. I've got the IR dark purple shield blaster thing ready to go in here. Just clips in. When I got the thing fully together, I will just shield it with super glue. Or I plan to anyways. I apologize if you can't see this. This is just being finicky and annoying right now. There was a lot of heat damage on this casing. There's so much that it actually warped the plastic. And this little shield thing is being difficult getting back into place here. Don't want to be too rough with it. It is still only held in with super glue for the most part here. I also don't want to break this little piece here. Maybe I need to break it in order to get it to fit. Maybe the warping physically changed the size of it, and I actually can't get it in there anymore. Actually, that's exactly what happened. Wow, I didn't see that before. Now, whoops. Now we can see right there, the big gap there with the broken plastic piece on top. That is where we need to put this, but it is warped. And it's warped pretty badly. I can probably get it to fit in there, but I'll just warp it even more myself. I don't know how to get this little light back in there. Oh, there we go. Yay. The solution was to bend the light, not the chassis. It's in now. Yay. I took out the card reader so that I could use a heat gun to help rewarp some of the plastic. It didn't work too well, but you know, I tried. I'm going to go ahead and shove the card readers back in there. Need to see which part goes where. Looks like this is the correct way. I'm going to first put in the shielding here. I'm going to move the board out of the way so that you guys can see, because I know that's probably going to be getting boring for you by now. There we go. Now you can see. I do apologize. A heat shield. This one was the original one here. All this does is go in between the I/O shield, or not the I/O, but the card readers and the heat vent for the GPU. And there we go. That's ready to go back in. I believe this is the correct way to put it in. There we go. Same sort of thing. One size fits all screw. And it's true for this as well. Just going to make sure that the screws are all actually aligned so that I can put it in. One, two. One of the screws was actually stuck to the speaker because the speaker is magnetic, so that's probably not good. Last screw up here in the corner. Yay, that's back in. We got a little bit of rigidity from the screws there. I think we're ready to put the board in now. If I remember correctly, it is only 2 screws holding the entire board in. It's definitely not safe, but I guess it doesn't matter. Once we have the board in, we'll be able to work on this more efficiently. Alright, so one thing I didn't account for is the DVD connectors here. They've got to slot in near perfectly here, along with all of these wires here being out of the way for us. Aha, there we go. Left side's in. Gotta rescue the front panel wire and the wires for the fans. There we go. Those are saved. Any other pieces that need to be saved? Oh, subwoofer. Front panel again. There we go. Let me double check all the wires here. Looks like we've slotted it back in very nicely. Awesome. Great news. So now we gotta put in the 2 sole screws that hold it in here. I believe they're at the bottom here. Yep. Got one right here. And one right here. I believe this board was holding with only 1 screw, so it must have been either taken apart in the past and not put together properly, or it just came loose throughout the years. Either one is very possible. And we're now ready to start plugging in the wires again. Make sure they get plugged into their proper places. Thankfully it's not too hard and everything's pretty much in the same spot as when we took them out. Left wire here is going to be a little bit tricky, it seems. Yep. We'll use a small flathead screwdriver that I just set the computer on to make sure it's fully pressed. Same for the black wire there. Now, one thing I didn't need to remove, and I did for some reason, is this little wire going to this little thing here. I think this is a TV tuner. I don't know why there's a separate little wire for it, or why, you know, it needs a wire. I feel like it could be socketed just fine and still work properly, but whatever. I'm just going to take it out now so that I can... Oh, it is socketed. Look at that. That's funny. So why is there a tiny wire going to it? What even is this? Cash on that. Yep, that sounds like a TV tuner. That wire is super hard to get back in with it upside down and socketed, I guess. Alright, plug her back in. There we go. Alright, now it's time for the fans, of which there's 2 big ones right here. Fans and something else, so I gotta look at the board to see what is labeled what, so I don't misplace a wire. There's your fan 1, there's the top port, and fan 2 looks like to be the center port. I'm going to use the small flathead screwdriver once again to Make sure I get them pressed in nice and good and even. And there we go. All the wires seem to be in place except for the front panel. I almost forgot that. Front panel is a very small and thin wire here up front, so I do need to be careful. Small flathead once again to press in the side tabs. Okay, I think we're good to go here. The speakers seem to be plugged in. Alright. Now, I believe we can get the top panel back on. I was able to almost completely repair the huge crack up top. It's now nice and sealed and not a crack seeing through everything. Now I did have one issue in test fitting this. That is that something seems to have gotten warped. And it doesn't fit as cleanly in the top right corner here, up at a hinge mount. I'll see if I can get it in place, but something tells me I need to bend some metal here. Ooh, it really isn't good. I don't like that at all. I'm gonna try it again here. I should check, while I still can, with the other panel to see if they're as loose as this one is over here. Because this one here is pretty loose here. And I am not sure if it is supposed to stay like that. Here's the other panel that I've been salvaging some parts on. Okay, it is actually even looser on this one, wow. Okay. I have an idea. Let me test fit with this Sager panel to see if it's any better with that, just to see if there's like a trick I can try so that I don't damage the Envy one. Because I can damage this one all I like. This is a donor part. I got the whole donor computer for $25, so I don't care what happens to it. I'll just like it to tell me its secrets. Okay. If I learned anything from this panel, it's to do the left side first. And work it to the right side slowly. Oh man. this whole top right corner seems to have been warped or something. Alright, I think what I'm going to need to do is to transfer the metal piece. So, transfer the metal piece from this part to the Voodoo piece. Because we just saw that this piece here fits fine. It's the Voodoo piece that's damaged or something. I can't really tell what happened to it. But it is not up to 100%. It looks like it's only a couple of screws, so let's go ahead and do that right now. We got one screw down here in the corner, one here, and there might be another one underneath that speaker mount. Let's find out. Keep these screws since they do seem to be unique and small. Okay, there we go. If we do a little twist on it, it'll pop out of its small clip. Alright, it's time to do the same now for the Envy component here. And once it's out, I will compare the two top corners to see how bad it really is. I think I can already see some damage on the Envy side in the corner. Oh yeah, wow, that's not even coming off. The other one popped right off. Just needed a tiny bit of coaxing, but this one, I may have done as stupid and super glued this one to it. I'm going to see if I can separate it here without damaging anything. There we go. Just needed a little extra poke. Same thing here. Lift. And slight twist. Oh, I think I broke the clip on that. Oh well. Too late now. I don't think it needs a clip. It's got two screws to hold it in. Alright, so while these are out now, I'm just going to scan over them. Yeah, the Envy one is warped. That's why it didn't fit at all. So, yay, hooray for donut part. I just needed to get back into place. And we'll be good. Why isn't that screw working? What have I done? I'm trying to screw it into the wrong place. I think I am. I think I'm bad at the game. Now let's get the bottom one mounted at least. There we go. And it was probably this one. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why that clip is there. Doesn't really seem to do anything. Alright, let's try again to fit the panel here. Again, start with the left side. Ah, yes, there we go. Just got to get the left side here to fit to itself. Push down all around. Alright. Once we get it screwed in, it'll be all good. It's starting to look like a laptop again. Cool. Okay, so the next bits, obviously get all the screws in that we can see here. All the screws that the main body is held in by. Plug in all the wires that the body's using. You need to make sure there's no wires getting pinched here. Yep, definitely need to make sure there's no wires getting pinched and that the wires are in the right spot. Let's let you guys see again. I really do apologize. I just need a good way to see that. Make sure I'm actually doing stuff correctly here. Alright, that's that one. Yep, I think that's good. Time to let you guys not see again while I work with some of these small wires here. Such as the power and the front panel. And whatever this is. and the mouse. That mouse is going to be annoying, I can already tell. There we go, I think I got it aligned. If I can just push it in and lock it in, that's all I need to do. Alright, that should be good for that. Time to mess around with more screws going into their default spots. Just a few more big screws, it seems. Just 2 more, in fact. One here. There we go. And one right there. I suppose now would be a good time as ever to put the Wi-Fi card back in, right? Wherever I put that. I guess this one will work. I don't know which one it is, but it'll work. Enter the Wi-Fi cables on the attached to the display, the screen. I believe so. Also, that's the wrong thing. It's got a big piece of foam here blocking it, so it's got to go on this one. Yay. I forget which one is which, but hopefully it'll be clearly labeled so that illiterates like me can read it. Wait a minute. Alright, I'm going to bring back the motherboard box so that I can screw in the bottom screws here. Got a couple that go here by the drive cage. They look to be some of the small ones here. Let's make sure they fit. Yes, they do. Very nice. And then we have 4 screws on the back to tackle as well. Along with, I'm sure, some more along the top beneath where you install the screen. This will fully secure the motherboard into its home. All the other screws are just going to be superficial, pretty much until we get the bottom panels all on. The screws are all nice and flat now. Awesome. Yep, 4 more along the top. I can move the motherboard box, I guess. Just get it out of the way. I'd like to be a little bit more steady than that. Awesome, that's one. That's two. There's 3. And the last small silver screw for this machine. Here's 4. There we go. Didn't want to catch a thread at first, but we got it. Alright. So, what is next? What's next is the screen, I believe. This rebuild is coming along nicely. Got some great news about the screen. I was able to salvage both screen hinges or screen latchers from the Sager unit. So we will be able to fully close it once we get it. I did do kind of a stupid and not fully close the screen hinges here, and I would like to. Maybe I can do it without any hassle here. No, that's not going to work. Oh well, I tried. That's going to be so much of a pain. I really don't want to damage the hinge mounts at all, so oh wow, I didn't notice that. Yeah, there is a broken screw inside of that hinge for the back mounting point. That is no good. I need to find a way to get that out. I don't have an easy way to do that right now. I'll get back to you guys. Man, this little thing is stuck in there good. Thankfully, that's all in the past. Because donor computer has lent us its left hinge piece with no screw, calling it its home. So yay. I've got some pliers here so that I can bend the hinges into a closed position so I can very easily work on this. I'm trying to find a good angle to do this with. There we go. That one seems to be fully closed. And now so does that one. Which one's too closed? There we go, they're even, or, you know, pretty close to even. So now, And go ahead, line them up. Right side kind of doesn't want to get in there, and I don't know why. I really don't want to have to force it, so I'm going to restart with taking off the entire screen again. Be very careful not to damage or scratch the paint. I think I know what the issue is. The issue is it doesn't want to come out. I'm in a tough position here. A tough shell. I can close the front, but not the back. Why? There we go. Just had to use a little bit of brute force. If I tried to get that to do anything other than brute force, it definitely would have cracked some of the casing, which would have not been fun. Alright, let's get the hinges secured back here. Put the bottom mounts in first. They are the most sturdy. I'm unsure if that one's in or not. Let's get the right one in. That's the most important one, I think. Would help if I use this screwdriver long enough and proper. Left one is in. Right one is in. Awesome. I did leave a screw. Oh, no I didn't. I'm bad at the game. Just gonna get up and go get the missing screw that I left at the other bench, but nope. I'm screwing in the back screws of this machine, and this one, I wonder what's up with that. It's not screwing in all the way. Do these screws even go in all the way? I have different silver screws than all the other short ones. They seem like they should go into the back hinges here. This one's doing it. At least I think it is. Yeah, that one went in perfectly fine. I'm going to grab the other screw that I know I left over there. Okay. Let's see if this one will fit any better. Now that one's not fitting in as well. After all that work, maybe I'll have to deal with no left back screw for the hinge. Because I took 2 screens completely apart so I could swap the hinge mechanisms, put one back together all the way. After all that, am I going to have to settle with leaving a screw out? That's the whole reason why I took it apart. I guess so. I mean, sometimes that's what you work for. You work for nothing. I'll leave it up for now. But yes, this machine is starting to look like a machine again. I think it's time to put the bottom screws in so that we get some structural rigidity. So let's play the game of let's put a screw into everything. This might take a while, especially if I do dumb stuff like put a screw into that one twice. Pretty sure I did anyways. This will add some much needed compression to the chassis. Because right now it's not really together yet. I've got to be careful with this one. That's a different screw, I think. Here's the small one. Here's our, yes, the smaller black one. No, that's actually for the keyboard area. I'll come back to that one. Let's get the rest of these in. Double stacked. Yes, it was. That's why I wasn't screwing. I'm bad at the game. There we go. Some very much needed compression. We can get some screws onto the front section. That's all the ones that I can immediately see. There we go, it's starting to come together now. Starting to look less like a big puzzle, more like a computer. double check this one. That one, nope, none in there yet. These seem to be the last two screws for now. While the other ones are just superficial on the inside to hold down the keyboard and small stuff like that. Alright, now I can actually work on the computer without it falling apart almost entirely on me. Of course, it's feeling weird right now. Alright, let's test the hinges. Nice and strong. There we go. Yay! Okay, I think I can do with tossing the box away now. Work exclusively on the table. Plug the last few things in. Like the inverter, the LCD, and the webcam. Webcam's being a little bit of a pain to get in because it's a smaller size wire. Now, to route the Wi-Fi cables through the little channel up here. It's getting hot in here. I'm going to turn on the fans. Okay, I got them. I'm not sure what this wire is really supposed to do or where it's supposed to go, but let's try to streamline it, I guess, a little bit. Put it under this wire. There we go, that's almost cable managed. Maybe we won't get a Wi-Fi connection, but if we don't, I'll just swap them. Two connectors here. Okay. Let's start getting the shield back on for the keyboard. There we go. It's going to be 4 of these smaller screws, I believe. One. 2. 3 and 4. There's one more to go because I miscounted and I'm bad at the game. Okay. Next is the hinge covers. They're silver. It's white. Who cares? Which one is which? This one I think is going to be the right hinge. I'm going to put the screen back to try this out. Yep. That's the right hinge cover. And this one's got to be left. Here's the remains of the old white hinge covers. They never existed for me. Now, obviously, they can break, so we've seen that they're not as strong. I need to test before anything what size screw this is going to take. Obviously not the big ones. Okay. So there'll be 2 of the smaller ones. Let's get the right hinge in first. There we go. Left one will be more difficult because it's got wires to hold down. That's asking for that left hinge cover to break right back off. I need to figure out how to reorganize these wires so that they won't let that break off. Right now they are kind of all just bunched together and being, you know, held in place by hopes and dreams alone. Like I think these are all nice and flat. Then I actually try to do anything with them, and they're not. If there is a small little bit of plastic, I can try to shove some wires under. Cable manage, if you can call it that on a laptop. As it does seem to be not as tight as I can get these wires. Let's try that. We'll see how it'll lock in place after we close the hinge, the lid. Come on, where's your... There we go. Alright, that's asking for it to break, so I'm going to leave it a little bit loose. It's not the best thing to do, but it's not the worst thing to do. Now we got our little colored plastic ridge here. And our keyboard. Where did I leave the keyboard? And so I should also check. If those are good. They seem to be all be good. What order did I need to put these screws in? Did I need to put the screws up here in before or after this piece? There's no better time to test than right now with everything still apart. Alright, some of these look like they did need to go below this metal shielding, so yep, it's got to come back off. And then you go on and get held in by those screws. Alright, good thinking past me, and by past me I mean like a minute ago. Otherwise I would have tried to put that on and be frustrated and do it wrong and have to take it off again anyways later. Okay. So I just need to find the keyboard wherever I left it a week ago. This one do? Yeah, this one's in pretty good shape. I'll just use this one. I don't know if it's the original, but I kind of don't care. Alright, so this is the only connector that's different from the rest of the machine. Instead of all the other connectors where you put it in and then there's a tab on each side that you need to push down and lock, this one is a single big flap that you need to press down and hope it sticks. I'm going to do that over here where I can get a better look. Screwdriver here, let that one roll away according to plan. Yep, I really don't like these connectors. They're the epitome of holding it in with hopes and dreams. Yeah, I guess they're easy to get off, but getting back in, come on, man. You never really know if it's in. Alright, I got it down. Is the keyboard really in? I don't know. I'm hoping it is. Press down in all the corners. And we have ourselves a laptop-looking machine. Hooray. Alright, we can close this now. The screen locks in place. Awesome. Now, it's time to start putting some of the components back in. Bring out the motherboard box once again. Double check that we've put in all of our screws. Looks like I have missed a couple here. There's one under the battery here. Nope, that one doesn't want to fit. Okay. Must be a standard size one. There we go. Check it all over. Okay. Yeah, we are ready to put this thing back together and tune it up. We will do that in the next episode. If you guys are up for that, please do go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks, Gameboy. I will see you guys in the future.